Sure, I guess we'll get started. How's everyone doing?
Yeah, guys. Thanks for being here.
So,
Well, good show.
It's like a usual episode because we usually don't plan our episodes. We kind of just show up and we're like, so what are we talking about today?
I can start by, I guess we're going to found in the Expo stuff for those who are listening, who will be listening, haven't been to the show.
Right. Well, we should also let you guys know that we are going to give games away as well, so stick around because we brought some cool stuff.
And selected some games from the show floor for you.
These are the last time I went over really well.
Yeah. I'm curious, who's first time being here? Wow, okay, awesome.
Wow, like three-fourths.
That's fantastic. Yeah, that's great.
People are enjoying having fun?
Yeah, you guys have a good show.
You should probably introduce yourselves.
Yeah, sure. All right, so I'm John, goes Gamester 81. Been an Alton gamer since day one. It's been fun, man. So, got a
How
YouTube
long have you
channel.
been doing this podcast for? Almost 5 years?
Yeah.
This is like episode 184 or something like that, isn't it? Pretty crazy. Something like that.
I lose track.
So,
Jason, I'm the Metal Jesus. And
I'm also a Jason. I go by the EMU review.
yeah, I guess you had a show last night. Who was on the show last night?
Thank you. Thank
It's recorded too, so you can check it out.
you.
Yes.
Yes.
That's awesome. And I'm Pete Dorr. I go by Pete Dorr.
I've been talking about him.
Actually, I'll tell you the origins of it. It was for SOCOM 1 on the PS2. No, sorry. It was Diablo 2 on the PC. It was like one of my first online games ever, and I'm like, gee, how about I'll use my real name? Kind of stupid at the time. I'm like, just in case someone recognizes me. And so it kind of carried over to SOCOM and whatnot, and probably not the wisest decision, but that's what I use for my name. It's kind of weird. My online handle. Nothing else. That's all I use is Pete Dorr. So if you want to make me mad, like say there's a new Sonic game coming out and it's going to have online, like register my name on like the new Xbox 720
Now you
and
just
piss me off.
now you know people are going to do that. now.
Spoilers.
Yeah, I'm totally doing
So now you have to get Pete Dorr.
I've already done that.
Yeah, I'm going to sell it back to you.
Yeah, it's for sale now.
You should copyright that.
Yeah.
Got it. Copyright. He's registered it. Nice. So what all have you guys picked up? Anything cool?
Yes.
Right.
I came here with one goal, and that is to find a Sega CDX. It's one of the last consoles that I need for my collection.
Oh, that's cool.
I had no version of the Sega CD at all, so I was like, that was my goal, and I found it for $125. Wow. Felt like that was a pretty good deal here. So
Yeah, that's pretty good.
yeah.
Just give it all of one.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a way to play it though too.
Yeah, and actually, and then of course that just kicks off the whole thing where now I'm out looking for those games, right?
Yeah.
So I also bought a bunch of weird kind of Sega CD games.
Yeah,
that I've never
I
played.
actually ended up with a lot of Sega CD games
Night
as well.
Trap.
I'm sure Metal Jesus is secretly jealous because
Oh.
he just got his CDX and I picked up a lot of
Yeah,
I know.
He freaking swooped in on you on that.
Dude, sometimes you and I have like similar minds. It's creepy because like
We both love the
one
same
of the
game,
games
yeah.
you bought, it was like in
The Masked Rider or some weird
some
FMV
weird
game on Sega
full
CD.
motion video game.
How many people here have a Sega CD?
Who has the CDX? Just curious. Throw your hands. Yeah, it's pretty unusual.
It's the best
Oh,
one.
yes, me.
If you're thinking of getting a Sega CD, honestly, just try and get the CD.
I want to see you walking around with that thing on your hip, like listening to music on it.
Yeah, listen to some Def Leppard, you know, with my bagel.
Yeah.
Just attach it to your hip. There.
It's actually big enough to be like a clock. You can just wear it like.
There you go.
That,
That's
no,
huge.
Okay.
no, that's too far.
Okay.
That's too far.
I got the chain if you want it.
I know you do.
Okay.
Well, congrats on the CDX, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's a good deal.
So I'm assuming Sega CD Hidden Gems coming soon.
Oh.
You know, it's funny you mention that because John Hancock over there, I don't know if you guys know John, but he's a huge collector, owns, I think, every Sega game ever made. And as soon as he heard that I had that, he's like, we're doing a Hidden Gems. So he's the guy. Yeah.
That'd be a great video because it's, kind of obscure.
Yeah. And you have to really love those 90s full motion video games, right?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
We do.
Yes.
I mean, there's other stuff.
Night Trap.
People think of Sega CD and all they think of are FMV games. There are some really decent games out there that are not FMV.
It's funny because like Night Trap, people look back on the game being like really controversial. I don't know if you guys ever played it, but it's really like in today's standards, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, really.
It's funny.
It's
But that
basically like everyone's pillow fight fantasy. That's all it is.
Who's the actress in that? There's a chick who's in that.
Oh, she's different strokes, right?
Different strokes.
Can we invite
Okay.
Becky over?
That's right. That's right. So, anyway, it is funny. But yeah,
You play
definitely
that game a lot,
Sonic CD is
yeah.
one of my favorite Sonic CD.
I see.
Check it out. Sonic
Okay.
CD is good.
Cool. I'm excited. How about you? What did you pick up?
I picked up Mother 3 on the Game Boy Advance, the fan translation.
It's $50 on the show floor. There's a
Yeah,
booth out there that's
$50.
selling repros of like Super Nintendo and Game Boy Advance. And I don't know, I'm sure some people probably know my thing about emulation, and I've been holding out for so long to play Mother 3 on a physical cart, and that's like, they did a really nice job. It comes with
Yeah,
a slip
it's got
cover and
sleeve.
everything.
Yeah.
$50, check it out.
That's totally fair, for sure.
Yeah. And I also got a DuckTales Game Boy prototype, which is pretty sweet, so that was pretty exciting. Supposedly, I haven't played it, but supposedly it's different than, it's undubbed, so it's supposed to be different than like the original DuckTales.
Wow.
So Scrooge is like,
When
I guess
you
it's big
play
or
it,
something.
I wanna see- tell me if it has the music in it, that'd be really interesting.
Yeah. Someone was telling me that I guess the Moon Patrol theme in Game Boy is slower than the NES version. You guys notice that?
Oh,
I guess
wow.
that was the intent to be slow, but because it was ported to the NES, I guess the NES like sped it up a little bit. I don't know if that's true. If people verify that.
It was super.
So yeah, it's pretty cool. One of my favorite games on the NES. It's really a great
Yeah,
game.
it was good.
Are you gonna do a video like to see, because it's unreleased, so this is like, no one's ever seen DuckTales in Game Boy before, so do you plan on sort of like,
Like yeah, I might do it like super
Share it
Game
with the
Boy.
world.
Share it with the
Dun,
world.
dun, dun.
just don't dump it, because then.
Don't dump it. That's just a weird word to say.
It
And people that aren't familiar, like dump, undump, dumping means basically you have the prototype and you dump it online, like the ROM, so that it devalues your prototype, but then you also allow other people to play it. So it depends if you want to be a greedy collector.
Is that what it meant? I thought it meant.
Hey, I would keep it.
Undump, like no one think
So
a crap on it.
confused.
You spend that money, I mean, I guess
That's
you
why I
want
thought
to
it
be
was
generous.
I mean, really, John, how long can you undump?
Like 1 or 2 days
Don't, yeah,
max.
let's not go there.
Okay, guys.
After that, then you're in trouble.
Sorry for everything.
You're in trouble.
We
So,
have to have some of that talking.
Jason, what'd you pick on this, right?
So you guys remember before Guitar Hero? Do you remember what happened before Guitar Hero?
What was released?
Oh,
Like Guitar
what-
Hero was not the start of.
Everyone
splitting
thinks
into
that
a
Guitar Hero was like the first ever, but there was a game that came out. Anybody?
Dance Dance Revolution?
Even before that.
Wait,
How about whoever guesses it, Jason?
Oh,
give them a
gosh.
game. Whoever guesses what this is, give them a game.
Yeah, we'll give you a game if you guys can guess. Can you guys guess what game?
Roughly.
Okay, we got it.
Keep them.
Yeah.
Guitar Freaks?
Wait,
He knows.
he knows. Sit your ass down.
Wasn't he hanging out
You
with
were there,
You should give it to him anyway, though.
I'll give you a prize, though. I'll give you a prize.
What kind of prize? I'm scared.
Wow.
I'm not sure what happened there. What was this?
I would have known that anyways, trust me.
He would if he works, well,
Guitar Freak.
you go to like PAX
I did
Prime,
prime work for
right?
Pink Gorilla, yeah.
Yeah, so he knows his stuff, Jason.
Here, we'll give you Command and Conquer, original Command and Conquer on PC.
There we go.
There you go.
The best part of those games like Guitar Hero and Rock Band is after you're playing, you play for a while, you like start somewhere else, and the room's like all trippy.
Yeah, it goes up. It goes up. It goes up. And your eyes are all like.
Or like you go to bed, you know, you're dreaming about it.
You go to bed and you're just like.
Or you close your eyes, you can still see the dot. You can still
I
see
do
the
that anyways,
color.
really. I mean,
That's just every night with that.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
So the game is Guitar Freaks, is what, and Konami did this, and there was a booth out there. I don't remember what booth. It was in the far corner in the right, and they had this. It's for a Japanese PS1, and it's the guitar and the game, and they only wanted $5 for it, like complete box, and it was a no-brainer. I don't have a Japanese PS1, but I think I should. If anyone knows.
Get a Japanese PS2, that way you kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
There we go. All right, so I'm on the hunt for that now. But yeah, fantastic little game. It's 3 buttons up there on the neck, right? Like that was so complicated. What is this 5-button stuff?
It's a really small.
Was that released in America?
I don't believe so. No,
Okay.
not that I know of.
How's that do?
I saw some arcades versions of it back at GameWorks in Seattle years ago. I don't know
Right.
if those were just imported or what though.
At GameWorks, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
That's cool.
But a really fun game. So I picked that up, and then kind of a hybrid game. If you took ESPN Extreme Games and Road Rash and put them together, you'd have a game called Skitchin' on Genesis. Anyone heard of that game? You're on like rollerblades and you go from like car to car, holding on bumpers and pick up pipes on the ground, just like boom, beat people up on the right or left. Fantastic game on the Genesis. And thank you, Pete. You found it for me.
He told me he was looking for it, so
You know, Pete.
Found it without-
I'm like,
I call him on the phone. I'm like, yo, I got sketchy.
He did. You know, and I told Pete like an hour before. He's like, "What are you looking for, Jay?" And I'm like, "I'm looking for I don't know, some random game called Skitchin'." Pete's like,
I don't remember seeing it anywhere else. Actually, it might have been the only time.
"Found it. It's right here, Jay." Crazy Pete, you gotta love him.
I mean,
Thank you.
I didn't pick up anything like exceedingly rare or expensive on the show. I was on the lookout for Crusader of Senti on the Sega Genesis. I've been after that for a very long time. A big box copy.
Wasn't out there.
No one had it. Not even. Yeah.
You won an auction though the other day.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did anybody go to the auction last night?
Hey, who's at the auction?
That was awesome.
That's really a great time, guys. So seriously, next year, if you guys have an
If you don't plan on bidding, it's really
It's
fun.
really incredible to see people bid back and forth, and it's cool to see what these go for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my eye on a Sly Cooper statue figure slash. It's like a little small statue. I knew I wanted to bid on it before the auction, so I won that. A couple of Sega CD games, nothing insane. I've been after Evo Search for Eden on the Super Nintendo complete box, but
It was out there.
God help us with Super Nintendo prices right now. Two of them out there. One was 600, one was 575. No, thank you.
Yeah.
The coolest thing I got actually though was not an actual physical game or item. A couple of people I told about this, but for those of you that follow my channel, you might know that I'm a huge Sonic collector, and I have this statue on top of my entire collection. And I bought it a couple of years ago on eBay. It was listed as a buy it now, $500, and I would do daily searches for Sonic stuff multiple times a day. And somebody listed this Sonic statue that was advertised as being off the desk of Tom Kalinske, the old CEO and president of Sega from 90 to 96. And he listed a couple of other really rare things, of which I won something else. But this statue was $500, marble base, like a handmade Sonic statue. $500, I bought it instantly. I'm like, I have to trust this guy, because if this is real, it's going to be worth a lot. So for all these years, I've had it in my collection, and it's shipped to my house in like a wooden crate, handmade. I mean, it's the real deal.
Like forklifted in there.
Yeah, but I never truly knew if it was the real thing. I mean, this guy sent me papers, like, this is my papers when I was working at Sega or something. He was a minor person there, but somehow he ended up with this statue from his desk. So yesterday, I found Tom, and I asked him, I showed him pictures, I'm like, do you possibly remember the statue? And he confirmed in person to me that, yes, that is his statue. So, digital pranks. Like, Sonic collectors are insane. I'm insane. They're insane. I'm kind of out of the hobby now, though, because I basically have everything I want. And, like, people will pay. I've got an offer. I have an old Sonic the Hedgehog Supersonic plush from Sonic the Fighters, the arcade game. I once got an offer from somebody. I think they offered me like $3,000 for it. I turned them down
Because he's crazy.
but it just goes to show you the kind of crazy collectors that are out there for Sonic the Hedgehog merchandise.
That is incredible that he confirmed that. I mean, that was on his desk.
Right.
I think he said like either Archie probably sent it to them most likely because they used to get a lot of stuff from Archie. So
It's a one-of-a-kind statue.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome, man.
And it's crazy that the janitor got it and then sold it.
he might have been a janitor.
It'd been funny if he's like, it'd been funny like, he's like, I've been looking for that, where's it at?
I'm sweeping up.
That was my statue.
Right off the desk. That's awesome.
Right on, dude.
Nice, Pete. That's a cool story.
Yeah.
That's a cool story.
So I don't care what games I buy, like that's
it.
I'm happy. 'Cause, I was living for years like, is this thing even real?
And,
That's cool.
Yeah.
how was that panel? Did you go to the panel?
That's when we went out to eat.
Okay.
But I did get them, John, I was starving. We didn't get the recording it, so I'm like, I'll just watch the YouTube recording. I did get them the Sonic games.
We didn't have dinner last night until like 10:30. It was crazy. We had so much going on. We would obviously want to support Jason, our good friend here, to do the band, rocking out there. It was awesome, dude.
Thank you. Thank you.
And the auction was cool too. Going back to the auction, like there's these mystery boxes. For those who don't know, there's these three boxes that people don't know what's in it. So people bid blind, not knowing. And they usually go for like $300 or more. This guy, the last box, bid like what, $450?
Yeah.
And it was like back and forth with this other guy. It was like intense. People were cheering, like, oh yeah, yeah.
They get really
Yeah,
intense.
they get really
They're
intense.
awesome.
And he opens it up, and he just starts throwing the items out in the crowd.
It was cool.
Like there's a box of Oreo Woods,
He's like
like
making it
open
right
and
now.
sealed, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And he just started throwing it out, and then like, what else is that? And I didn't even know what else.
Signed E.T. Mobile signed.
Yeah.
I started getting teary-eyed, to be honest. Like, it was so awesome.
Yeah.
It was like going to rock. It was awesome. Like who does that? It was pretty incredible. The generosity was amazing. So.
What'd you get?
CDX.
What'd you
Yeah.
get? What'd you get?
I told you, dude.
Yeah.
Where have you been?
You
at this?
here?
So, let's go around the room. What did you get?
Well, how about we do this? Who wants to share with us, like, your most amazing find that you found on the Expo Hall?
Go for it.
And we'll give you something.
One time I was walking home from just this house, and there was a garage sale, and this person had a brand new copy of Resident Evil Collection on the PS2, and I talked him down to getting it for $3. for
Oh, wow.
a brand new case of like this box set of Resident Evil games. $3.
Cool.
$3, can't beat that.
We'll give you a game for free, even better than $2.
Yeah, so now you got a new story.
Maybe this is the time to kind of, there's a couple
God of
people in the
War.
audience that
Yes,
may
too.
know. But we have a really special announcement that we
Yeah, we
want to
do.
announce here on the panel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so no one knows about this. We're actually
Well, I sneaked it out to a couple of people.
Basically, 200 people already know.
people are he tweeted out.
He's
No.
on the showroom floor.
So we're adding a fifth guest, or a fifth host to the All Gen Gamers podcast.
To distill anything that might be running through your mind, this person does not have a YouTube channel.
And we've had him on the show before.
People that are big fans of the show might have a really good idea.
Any guesses? Whoever guesses it right will give them a game.
And you can't be one of the people I told.
Okay.
Sexy Ben.
Sexy Ben.
Yes.
Got it.
And I love the fact that that name is catching on.
It is, yeah.
I guess I'll get there. Do you have an Xbox
All right.
360?
Dr. Mario is designed by Metal Jesus.
Okay. Hopefully you don't have this game if you do trade with somebody. But
Wait,
Oh,
hold on.
oh, oh. Which one do you want?
give him two
Your
games.
choice. Two games.
And a
Pete.
Discovery for the other
Oh,
one.
that's a good one too.
Discovery. There you go. Okay.
Dr. Mario. All right.
Yeah, we're adding Ben Roland, also known as Broland 1, but he doesn't like to be called Broland. because
Sexy Ben.
It's actually Pete Roland 1.
Sexy Ben.
We've had him on as a guest on the show since the almost inception of the podcast. He's been on a few times.
He's been kind of like the fifth Beatle, you know, for a while.
Anytime he's been on the show, we've just received so much feedback, please bring Ben back on. And this has been going, we've discussed it for 2 months now, but we're he really meshes well with the four of us, we feel, and he was the only fit that we could have picked.
Yeah, he adds a lot for the show.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Because, we admit that, we've been trying to find our footing as the years have gone on the show, and we feel that Ben will really bring a lot to new energy and discussion.
But he immediately was like, we're gonna have a little bit of an outline and sort of be a little more structured, which I
Because
was
we've
like,
never
yeah,
had a
that's cool.
structure for this podcast. We've
For
never written
several
down,
years.
this is what we're gonna do. So,
And to clarify, he's not leaving his own podcast. He has his own podcast, right, Rasmus? He's not leaving. He's going to do this on the side. So just to clarify this, we were curious. So,
Yeah.
so yeah, we're excited to have him on.
You have really hairy knuckles. I haven't seen this for the first time. Seriously, dude.
Thank you. Thank
It
you.
was distracting. I really apologize. I'm like, damn, dude.
I think I'll take that as a
I really want to
compliment.
shave those.
They're nice. They're nice.
Sorry, please continue.
All right, so should we open up to questions on the floor? Yes? Any questions? Yeah, go for
Is
it.
there a Sonic the Hedgehog pinball machine? There's a Mario one. Why isn't there a Sonic one?
Pete would know this.
Pete, actually,
I'm not a pinball guy, I'm sorry.
but you're a Sonic guy.
Yeah.
Actually, somebody did,
Yeah, this has happened.
I have to thank Ryan. He always gets me Sonic stuff. Somehow this guy, always, every time I go to a convention, he brings me something Sonic the Hedgehog related, but I never have it. And he brought me a Sonic pinball machine, but it's one of those,
Plastic.
real, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want a pinball machine for Sonic the Hedgehog, they have this, I think it's probably made by, I don't know what it's made by.
It's one of those small plastic ones? or-
No,
Yeah.
Tomy, yeah, probably. So
Okay,
there's
so there
Sonic
is
pinball
Sonic
machine.
pinball.
It's,
Not
may,
official
it's
stand-up.
maybe that. It's maybe like that.
But there's no stand-up, official stand-up, full-size Sonic.
Mm.
Okay.
Well, there might be in Europe or something in one of the arcades out there possibly,
All right.
but I don't think it's a pinball.
Time to start a Kickstarter and get that started.
There you go. Yeah, I think it did well.
Absolutely.
We need support.
Let's
That
go,
would be
let's
awesome.
go right back there in the green shirt.
Green shirt.
We all know about our disappointments. What was a video game surprise? One you didn't think would be good, but you played and was like, wow, this is pretty good.
As far as the game goes, huh? That's a good.
That's tough because I always go in thinking, they're gonna be good. Except Mag Max.
Yeah, that's like the best game.
You know that's bad.
Actually, one just came to mind. Who here is a fan of Zombies Ate My Neighbors?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so if you guys haven't tried, there's a game it was originally on Xbox 360, and then they made a port for the PS3. There's a game called Monster Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually, it got really bad reviews, so I'm like, all right, I'm going into it not expecting much, but it's actually, if you can play co-op, it's an amazing, classic Zombies Ate My Neighbors style, obviously updated for the current generation, sort of just brawler, shooting tons and tons of monsters. It's pretty difficult, but if you can find that game, I saw it on the show floor for $5. So if you guys are a fan of Zombies Ate My Neighbors, check that game out. I wasn't expecting
What's
much.
that? LucasArts, isn't it?
Was it?
Yeah.
I know what it is. The Hannah Montana plug and play.
Oh yeah.
Seriously.
Oh no, actually fantastic.
Remember
Yeah.
skateboarding in that?
Oh, no joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They put Tony Hawk to shame.
We basically
It
were
was fun, right?
two grown men. We're basically sitting there like playing this thing, and like there was a moment where everything stopped and we like looked at each other and we said, "This is a really fun game." And we're like, luckily it's just us. Yeah. Now I just told everyone.
Doesn't the joystick have like stars and like?
Oh yeah,
glitter
it's like a little
and
drum or something.
Drum, yeah.
It's not. It wasn't a proud moment, but it happened.
Yeah. It was there.
It's a joystick one.
Yeah. Actually, a lot of plug and play.
I was just going to say, I think I'll go with that. Yeah, this year I just started collecting plug and plays, and it was really thanks to you and introducing us to the Miley Cyrus plug.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and so I've been collecting a lot of plug and plays, and there are some really terrible off-brand, ones, but there are some really, really good games. Like there's a Space Invaders plug and play. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. It's kind of like almost a triangle shape, and it has buttons on left and right, so you can play it right or left-handed. I mean, who thinks of that, right? And it's a fantastic game. Fantastic. I mean, there's so many I could name, but plug and plays, surprisingly, I've been enjoying so much.
I think I have to go with like Little Mermaid for the NES. Like,
Yeah,
seriously, I first played it and I'm like, I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be a girly game, but it's actually a pretty decent.
Did you say that the Genesis one is
Oh, not
actually
Genesis.
pretty good?
Yeah, the Genesis one's good too. But it's different. The Genesis one is by Sega.
But that's also supposed to be pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's good. You can play as King Triton, or I think his name is, and Ariel.
Back when they were the same game, but totally different.
Totally different.
on the
It's like
different
Echo the Dolphin-ish kind of style. It's really cool. Both
What does the King Triton do?
he has like his
He's
little
just like,
tractor.
yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
He-
I want to play that.
Bubbles or something, I have no idea, but yeah, it's cool.
How about our question answer comes up in kids?
Okay, so you want to
Yeah.
come up and do your game? What do we got for him?
What do we got? What do we got, Bill? Are all these this file here? Oh, okay.
Dude, there you go. That's good.
How about that?
Play, play.
How about a plug and play?
Good. Is that Max by chance? Is it?
Please.
Okay. Dude,
Please.
best.
Don't bring it up.
Nope. Question.
All right. Okay. In the yellow lane right there with the red hair. There you go. Brett.
Out of any game console ever, is there a game that you wouldn't mind being rebooted or remade for the newest consoles?
Yes.
I want to see Burnout come back.
Oh, please, yeah. Without a doubt.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
And they're working on, remember, was it last year at PAX, I think?
It was at E3, they
Oh,
showed like some footage of like a new project that they're making.
Thank you, yeah, that's what it was, and,
Next car game or something. Is
no,
that
that's
Cars with,
Bugbear.
like skydiving and everything.
Yeah, there's like planes,
right.
skydiving cars, like pretty much any vehicle, ATV, and it was like, I don't know, it didn't have a name, right? I don't think it had a name.
It had no name, but it was like pre-alpha, and it was really bad, but like they showed like some like pixely, not textured.
Right, yeah.
And then they showed some that was really well done, and then everyone was like, oh, this looks interesting, but it's not Burnout.
Right, yeah. Yeah, but we're all thinking Burnout,
Yeah.
So, maybe like
It's hardcore Burnout.
When was the last one? When was the last one?
Paradise.
in Paradise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you guys played Need for Speed Most Wanted, it's made by Criterion. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's a good game. It is a really good game.
Yeah. So the question is, what series would you like to bring back?
There's
I'll go
an
with-
Xbox copy for $5 in CD Game Exchange. Here.
There we go.
It's a good deal. It's a great game.
Yeah.
So I have to ask, are there any fans of Klonoa in here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. If you haven't played a Klonoa game, please try and track down a copy of Klonoa 1, or if you can't afford that, on PS1, try and get the Wii version. I'd probably place Klonoa after Sonic. He's like my second favorite mascot character for any game series. I love Klonoa. And he's sort of been dormant for a long time. I think the last game that came out, there was Klonoa 2 on PS2, and then there was a couple on the Game Boy Advance, which was like 3 or something. And he's been dead ever since, so I would love to see a revival of Klonoa on, I don't care if it's download or what, as long as there's a Klonoa 3 at some point. But I think Namco is really, they're done with Klonoa. Because anybody here that's familiar with the Project X Zone games, he made a cameo in the PS2 version, which never came out in the States, it was only in Japan. And then when they released Project X Zone on the 3DS, basically all the characters in that made a return except for Klonoa characters, so I was very disappointed. So, Namco, please, I want my Klonoa.
There are two like NES or Nintendo series I'd love to bring back. It's Wave Race and F-Zero. Like,
Yeah,
I'd love to
really.
look on the-
Yeah.
Hello.
New one. Yeah,
Yeah.
F-Zero would be amazing. Yeah. I love, who's played the arcade? F-Zero Arcade.
Yeah, AX?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty legit. You can actually plug in your GameCube, like memory card, and transfer it. It's pretty cool.
I remember those arcade machines.
Yeah.
That was actually a really cool trend.
Same thing with NFL Blitz on the 64. You remember that? They had on the side of the cabinet, you could put your memory cards in.
I think the Neo Geo started doing it. That's the first system to do that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the Neo Geo, yeah. But yeah, both those series would be awesome.
I think, man, Burnout. Yeah, that's good.
Jason, how dare you?
Well, everyone's taking my answers, Pete. Everyone's taking. So no, you know what I want to see a return of? I want to see a return of, not necessarily a game, but the return of the light gun shooters. The problem that we have is it's a technology issue. So I think, and I know some companies make like the sensor bars on the left and right, and you can make things. It's just a big pain in the butt. What we really need is just somehow to figure out how to make it work on flat screen, high def TVs.
Like a new Duck Hunt.
A new Duck Hunt.
You never know.
Duck Hunt is in. We have to start somewhere. But it would be awesome. I mean, because I'm a huge fan of those. I love collecting those games. On the PS1 and PS2, there's just tons of them. But then, of course, the arcades. And you know what? I love the Nintendo Wii. I'm like standing alone in this world with that. But that is the console for light gun games. And I just talked about this on the last episode, actually. There's so many good games, and I'm going through a kick right now, trying to get all these games, but...
If you had to recommend like 3 games for people that want
It's
to...
like House of the Dead.
House of the Dead, Overkill.
Yeah.
Well, there's a House of the Dead compilation with 2, wait, is it 2 and 3?
2 and 3.
2 and 3, it's fantastic. Ghost Squad, Target Terror, those are all arcade games, they're fantastic. There's 2 Resident Evil, Umbrella Chronicles, and help me. Dark Side Chronicles. So many games, amongst other really wacky ones like Chicken Shoot and a bunch of other crazy games, but they're fantastic. So I just want to see return of light gun games, man. I want a new gen gun con. Let's go.
Student Punishment on the virtual console for the Wii is also there. It's a Japanese exclusive, but I got on the virtual console for the Wii.
Okay.
And it's an N64 game, but it's all translated in English. That's really fun for like shoot 'em ups.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's like a space harrier for the Nintendo 64.
Yeah. And then the sequel's also for that, which is pretty common and pretty cheap, so...
Sorry, to be the
And then, well, hold on, we gotta
You
give
wanna come
her...
up and get your game?
Yeah, come on up, get the
thing here. What do we do?
Good question.
We have a light gun arcade cabinet. Are these going, Joe?
Yeah, those are good.
We'll give you 2 games here. How about Scooby-Doo and little Ken Griffey?
The Genesis is like a point-and-click adventure, yeah.
It's a point-and-click game. It's actually a lot of fun. It's like tentacle kind of graphics, if you remember that. It's good. All right, we're going to Star Wars hat.
I know, like, you've been collecting games for years, playing games for years. What's like the first, if you have multiple, what's the first console that you went for a midnight launch? You got it first day, you were so freaking excited to get it. What was the first one if you had
I don't think about like how old I was.
I can go if you don't remember.
Go for it.
Yeah, go for it.
So it was for the Wii. I lined up 24 hours in advance in the freezing cold. It was really interesting. I mean, I can't say it was worth the wait. It was more like... Yeah, I mean, the games were not the greatest, but it was more for the experience. Like, you go to midnight launches to hang out with people, meet new people, and I just remember there was this kid that waited all night, like 24 hours, the same time as me, and then all of a sudden it comes time to open up the doors, and because he didn't have his parents there, he was too young, they're like, sorry, we can't sell you the wait. And we felt really bad. He had to like call his parents down, and he almost didn't get his console, but you know what really saddened me is there's no like true midnight launches anymore. Like, I went to go get the Wii U at midnight, and it's like, you can just go online and pre-order that thing now. Like, there were no pre-orders back when the Wii U was out. If you wanted that thing, you had to go line up, freeze your ass off, you know?
Remember how hard it was to find a Wii for like years?
Oh, easy year and a half. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
easy.
ridiculous.
Yeah, midnight launches are just boring now.
I think my first one was probably the Dreamcast. Like, that was back in '99, picking that up. That was awesome. Still a great system, I love it.
How was the line for that? Were there a lot of people?
It wasn't too bad. I want to say I got it at Walmart, actually, of all places. Yeah, it was good. Good stuff.
I never have, I'm too lazy.
Sleep. Yeah. Laugh all you want, but I was there for the Nintendo Wii launch as well.
How many people here lined up for a Wii at midnight?
I think I'll
Okay,
it. Yeah.
well, we're not too
No
long.
shame.
I'll tell you, it was,
Just saying.
it was one of those things, man. I mean, I'm with you, Pete. It was the experience, and I always tell this story. It's so funny, but I'll just briefly say it. So I got into we came home, set it all up. I had all my friends over. We were up like 2 in the morning. We're standing there, and we load up, Wii Sports. What else are you gonna play? So we're playing that, and we're doing bowling, and I have everyone like do it the right way. We stand up, we got the wrist strap on, no one does that anymore. We got the wrist strap on, and we're all like, all right, here we go. And he throws the controller. He throws it like he's bowling a 200-pound ball, and the controller slips out of his hand. It breaks the strap, the controller hits the ceiling, sheetrock is falling. Controller explodes. And I'm sitting on the couch like, no joke, I look at him like, that's one way to do it. Everyone home, out. I kicked my friends out of my house. I kicked them out, and I sat there and I'm like, oh my God.
Well, they had issues with those straps for a while.
Then, so then after, the next day, I'm online, I'm on Nintendo.com store, right? I'm like, I spent $100 and I buy every spare part like 10 times over there. I buy wrist straps, I got like 20 wrist straps. I just bought extra parts because like, if it's gonna break, it's gonna break, I'm gonna fix it. And then like, a month later, they issued recall and sent out new wrist straps that are thicker and a clasp now. So I've got a whole bunch of these old ass thin, wrist straps. Yeah, that sucks.
Remember that website? I think it's called We Have Problems. Like
Yeah, it's TVs. It's just like people stuck their own
controllers on TV, or people with black
Friend of mine
eyes.
did that, no joke.
Really?
No joke. Send me an SMS message with CD with a whole bunch of spider cracks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just laying on the
man.
floor.
It's so
Yeah,
funny.
it was a good time to be in the TV business in 2006. I'll tell you that.
I'm sure their stocks skyrocketed when we
We're selling so many Toshiba TVs.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, as much crap is said about the Wii, that is an amazing console with some really good exclusives on there. Everybody just thinks, oh, it's all nothing but motion games, but you can find some really good gems on there. Which actually, if you ask this next question, I will give you one of my personal favorite games on the Wii. One of my highest
All
recommendations.
the hands
Before we do
go.
that, I think whoever asked the last question, when we come up with Star Wars, I have never.
How about in the back?
All right, go. I think they can go for it.
Yep, the dude.
So yeah, thanks guys. So we all know DLC is going nowhere, right? And not every game comes out with the Game of the Year edition and that kind of thing. Do you guys fully support downloadable content of games, especially in the fact that not all of them have the Game of the Year edition? So do you guys support it, and how much do you guys support DLC as a whole?
I think like DLC now, if it's done right, is okay. I'm not the biggest fan of. I hate the free-to-play model. First of all, I know we're talking about console games, but free-to-play like iOS games and stuff like that really bother me. Where it's like it's free and you have to pay for every damn thing you want to do in the game. That's just not for me because I'm very impulse buy, so I'm very weak when it comes to that stuff.
Not play Clash of Clans.
I know. I got friends trying to tell me to play it. I'm like, no. The last time I got into a free-to-play game was Pokemon Trading Card Game Online.
Hundreds, right?
Oh.
I think we lost
Well,
it.
probably about $1,000 on online booster card packs.
Wow.
I'm really weak when it comes to that. That's why I don't get into these games. Yeah, I regret it.
We just want to thank Pete Dora.
Yeah.
And people that have listened to the podcast for a while might remember my discussions where I was bringing that game up like every single week.
I think we didn't show up for a few episodes playing this.
What's annoying about DLC is when they do the exclusive, like GameStop, you reserve this game, you get exclusive outfit, whatever it is.
And then you get there and they don't even have it.
Yeah,
I didn't play this game, but was it like Dead Space 3 that did really weird DLC where you like
Oh, in the
paid
game,
for,
that's right.
like ammo or weapons or something weird like that?
Yeah, it's annoying.
Stuff like that annoys me.
Cool.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What was
It's
last,
dumb.
okay, just real quick, not to change topic, what games did we give away last? I'm just curious, what games did we give?
That was that pinball game and,
Oh.
hang on.
Pinball Quest?
Yeah.
Have you ever played that game? It's pretty crazy. It's like an RPG pinball game for the NES.
What's it called?
Pinball Quest.
And what else?
Fun.
Hang on.
Hang on.
For the Sega Master.
Master System.
So we're doing 2 games?
Well, we do that.
Just, okay, so you want to come
This
up here
person
and
gets
get
one
your
game.
Pete's game? Let's just do one game.
So this is a game that I highly, anytime anybody asks me for like what Wii games should they buy, I always recommend Mushroom Men the Spore Wars.
Yeah.
Who has played this game?
Oh, cool.
Only like one person.
Okay.
By the way,
Nice.
got one.
A stall, for those of you that are collecting for Sega Saturn, buy a stall. If you like platformer games, like old school,
It's beautiful.
side-scrolling, amazing, beautiful game. But when you're looking for it, it doesn't have the name on the spine card. It's blank. So you gotta be really careful when you're looking. But Mushroom Man is a really, really good 3D platformer for the Wii. It's really cheap. Highly recommended.
All right, who's Jason? Hi, Jason.
Yeah, right here, right in front.
So of all the new games coming out, what are the games that you are most excited for, all of you?
That's easy.
Actually, one that comes out like, what's
Easy.
today's date?
It comes out soon?
It's like the 20th.
Yeah.
Bayonetta freaking 2.
Yeah.
God damn. Like, do you see the reviews that game is getting? Bayonetta 2?
Oh,
Yeah. Bayonetta 2 is like off the charts with reviews, like 10 out of 10s left and right. And usually I don't strictly follow reviews and like base that how I'm gonna buy my games. Like I'll use it as sort of like something to judge it on. It's like if a game's getting 6s and 7s and I'm still interested in it, I'm like, yeah, I'll buy it. But when a game is getting nothing but perfect scores, and I've remained spoiler free. I don't know about you guys, but I recommend this to you guys in the audience. If there's a game that you're really looking forward to, try and resist the urge of going online and watching trailers and gameplay and walkthroughs and just don't play the demos. So then when the game comes out, you're totally surprised. And I'm telling you, I did that with Skyrim. It really helped my experience because I watched the first trailer and I just dove into Skyrim not knowing what to expect. It really helps. And that's what I did for Bayonetta 2.
It's like 1995 style, you know? It was like Nintendo Power or
Get some
EGM.
screenshots online.
Yeah, that was it. It was just exciting.
for me, it's Dragon Age or Inquisition.
Yeah!
I mean, that's a day one purchase. Actually, I think we bought our PlayStation 4 pretty much just to play that game, so that comes out soon.
November 18th.
Thank you.
I should have said The Last Guardian, but that would have been. What's happening with The Last Guardian?
So
I was trying to find The Last Guardian shirt, but I couldn't find it.
I'm excited for Far Cry 4. I looked at Far Cry 3 as like one of my favorite games of the year when it came out in 2012, whatever. But yeah, I played demos of it at PAX, and it was pretty cool. So I like this
Well,
game.
they have Blood Dragon 2.
Yeah, Blood Dragon was
that'd be
cool,
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, Blood Dragon was cool. If you guys played Blood Dragon, yeah, it's awesome. Check it out. It's like, what, $15, $10?
Yeah,
So-
it goes on sale too.
And it's like 80s, done in like old 80s style.
Really fun.
Yeah.
It never got a physical release.
No, no.
Yes,
Did
Oh, we
it?
did it?
On the orange in the packet, it's got Blood Dragon 2 and 3.
Ooh,
Yep.
that would be cool.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't know that.
Huh.
Because that artwork is like, just for that, you know, it's so good.
Music.
Easy for me,
Best
it's,
tutorial level. Yes.
no, go ahead.
Let me guess. Can I guess your answer?
You know, Pete.
The crew. You
Duck Crew.
That crew.
got two racing fans.
Yeah. I gotta represent, I gotta hold it down for
Anybody
them.
that likes racing games and you haven't looked at the crew, can you like just briefly explain it in like 30 seconds and why this game is going to be so?
It's blah, 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 blah. Basically, it's like the ultimate racing online open world game.
You drive across like the United States, right? It's an open world game that spans the United States.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, you got it.
You've played it, man.
Yeah, I've played 3 betas already of it. It's basically the entire United States, for the most part, and you can just completely drive around open world with all your friends. You can drop in, drop out. They've got points of interest. They've got from coast to coast. It's just amazing. You can form a crew with your friends, 4 people, and what's great is it can be all that, and it doesn't have to be. You can do whatever you want in that world. You can just drive around. You can do missions. You can race. You just have to look it up. There's not enough time to explain how awesome it is.
So you go cross country in a group?
You can. It takes about 2.5 hours start to finish.
Sounds like Oregon Trail.
Just a little quicker. You don't have oxen.
Does anybody die?
Oxen's there.
Rural area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to come up and get the game then? What game? You got to read off the game that gets too.
Put your hand in there.
Oh, great.
Turtle.
Wow, that was so.
Oh.
Should we give him a second one or?
We're running.
One more. We'll do one more second one. Next time it's only one.
Oh, hey, this is good.
Metal Jesus.
Middle solid.
Show the card.
Show the crowd that game. Metal Jesus.
What's going on eBay?
He's gonna post it on eBay in 5 minutes.
And I'll buy it. I'll bid.
Yeah, I'll bid on
The
it.
Turtles for the NES isn't bad. The second one's done. The arcade one's done.
The best, yeah.
All right.
Let's go in the back. Go way right back there.
All right. Silver Monkeys, come on up.
As people who review games coming out.
Oh, sorry. We'll take Silver and then we'll take whoever's next.
Oh, I thought you were just.
Sorry.
Sorry about that.
No, I was talking. Sorry.
As people who are always reviewing games, do you find that whenever you're playing them, that sometimes you have a reviewer's eye and it's ruining the experience a little bit? Maybe kind of taking out the escapism. You find kind of reviewing it as soon as you're playing it, you do it the first time. And if not, then how do you avoid that?
I used to get paid to do reviews actually at one point for a small little website, and you can definitely get in that mode where you're being way too overcritical. Like I used to hate those kind of reviews where you had to review the sound and the music and all the graphics and that sort of stuff, and you felt like you weren't really enjoying the game sometimes. So on my channel, I really like to just, is it fun? Is it good? Do I don't like to have to worry about and try to get too deep anymore because I think it's so subjective, you know. So I don't know if that answers your question, but.
It's the same thing for me, like with movies. I listen to critics, but I don't let that really influence my own opinion of that movie. And same thing with games.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important to find reviewers who are unbiased and, you know, who have similar tastes that you do, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I like to approach it.
When I review a game, I have to have some point of interest, and I have to find what that is. Like, when I think of the game, what hits me nostalgic? Like, what is it that is exciting to me? Or, you know, or is it really bad? Like Hooters Racing, you know, like it's just super bad. Let's review it, you know? So there has to be like something, whether it's good or bad, that stands out that will make it an interesting review, and that's how I go at it.
So the best tip, like if you're looking to do game reviews, would be, what I like to do is I usually like to, if it's allowed in the game, like with save files, I'll play through the entire game, like straight through, and I'll just make different save files, and then that way I can kind of enjoy the experience without worrying like, okay, let me write this point down here, and I want to go back to this and put it in the review. I'll usually play through the whole game, and then afterwards I'll go back and revisit my save files and kind of film that point, record that point. That way I can kind of like enjoy it without having to worry so much about the review process.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, come on up. By the way, I want to thank him, Silver Mongoose. You guys know Silver Mongoose is a great show on YouTube, but he hooked me up with some ketchup potato chips and some chocolate Smarties. Thank you for that.
It's almost like Flash Gordon. Remember that scene where you put it in
Yeah.
like the log?
Oh,
right? You know?
GoldenEye for the
There we go,
N64.
GoldenEye.
Yeah, who was the best guy that was,
Someone was
back, was there someone back there that was, go for it, yeah.
You guys earlier talked about upcoming games that you were excited about. Have any of you gentlemen heard about a Czech indie game called Kingdom Come Deliverance?
No. What's else about it?
It's an open world RPG that's more focused on historical accuracy than anything else. Set in, I forget where exactly it's set, but it's set in medieval Europe during certain conflicts and such. And everything from architecture to period music and outfitting is 100% realistic.
Wow.
And historically accurate.
Awesome.
You said it's an indie game?
Yes.
What platform is it on?
PC, though I think there are plans to bring it to the PS4, possibly the Xbox One. It was funded by Kickstarter.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, what's the name of it?
Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Okay,
By
thanks for
Warner
that.
Bros. Studios.
Cool.
Well, since you answered our questions, can you give us a prize? Come on up.
Old magazine.
No.
Gentleman right there.
And after him, let's get the guy that's been recording us the whole time.
Basically, my question is going back on the word of pinball, have any of you ever seen the Crash Team Racing little pinball machine they used to have back in like 1998? Because I have one as a kid and it broke. And then I found out how much it was worth now, and it's worth about $400 to $500.
Wow.
Have any of you ever seen that thing? Ever?
What's the name of it?
It was a Crash Team Racing
Crash
pinball
Team.
machine.
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I
Never
had
seen
one
that
as a kid. The thing was worth $400 to $500.
Wow.
And my second question is, for you gamers, have you seen the trailer for Far Cry 4, where it's the quote that everyone knows is from the diaphragm?
You know, I haven't seen that trailer yet, no.
Funny.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out for sure. I'll check it out for sure. Yo, come on up. The last game I was giving away was Aladdin for the Genesis. By the way.
Yeah, Aladdin.
Next question is Scout and Red Camera, I guess.
You could be any video game character, who would you be? It could be male or female.
So if we were a video game character, who would we be?
Yeah.
Chun-Li.
Yeah. It's those thighs, though.
I don't even leave the room. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, thunder thighs.
You stand in front of me all day.
This is funny because we're all going to be women. Yeah, I'd be Laura Croft. She's badass.
I'd say Jack from Mass Effect with the tattoos and stuff. She's badass. Love that character.
You guys are gonna now draw pictures of this, right?
I don't think.
Memes coming soon.
I would probably pick, I put a lot of thought into this. I would pick Ditto from Pokemon, because then I get to meet all the Pokemon, whatever I want to do, fly, you know. What are they up to now, like 700 Pokemon?
Do you have multi?
Close to 800, I think.
Something ridiculous.
That's crazy. 800 Pokemon?
Something like that.
I
Wow.
don't give this gentleman anything.
Okay. Come on up. He goes and you again. Yeah, come on.
Do you have a 3DS?
Is it back loud?
If you don't have something else.
Yeah, I have my 3DS.
Okay.
So Pete's giving you one. I think Pete's giving you one.
Oh,
So this is one of my personal favorite games for the
Private
3DS. It's a
Stash.
launch game, probably the best launch game that nobody played. If you like strategy games, Ghost Recon Shadow Wars. I highly recommend this to anybody that has a 3DS. It's relatively cheap, really, really good. If you like the XCOM games, check out that game.
Pete, you want to pick someone?
I just
All right. Gentleman right there with us. Yeah.
Hey, so I know that Jason said that you really like the crew,
Love it.
and so you guys like play racing games. What about flight sim games? Are you guys into like Jane's?
I used to.
Long time ago.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think of like racing, like Live for Speed? That's a really indie game. Well,
Yeah, Live for Speed's
like,
great.
when I talk to people about like racing games and like flying games, realism, actual ultra realism, kind of drives people away from the games. Like IL-2 Stormovik, like you toggle controls a little too fast, you just stall out playing
Right.
sim. What do you think about
When it
that?
comes to sim with me, it's hard to do that for me today because I'm gonna go all in with it. Like I want everything. Like if it's you know, and if I'm in a fighter jet, I mean I want to fucking cockpit. Excuse my French. Cockpit. I want to sit in that, you know, and I just want all the ladies and gentlemen, this is the game show. No, I just want I want all the controls. I want like Live for Speed. When I played that, I had the full Logitech setup, and you know the shifter, and you know it worked. That's the way to play that game.
But yeah, in the car club in OSU, we were talking about actually getting like one of those $10,000 rigs that could jack the weight around. That we would almost feel. We just it would just flip the whole thing when you flip the car. It's like you're dead.
When you do that, call me, and I will come over. We will party. Yeah, absolutely. I don't much play them anymore, because
It's expensive.
It is. It's hard, and I don't have the room to. You know, I want a dedicated area for that. So.
Cool. Come on.
Come on up.
All right. Who has the next card? Yeah. Go for blue. Yeah.
Grab some of that.
Yeah. Pete, I agree with Ghost Recon. It's really good.
Yes, it's very
But
good.
this question's inspired by a purchase I made today. First issue of EGM.
Oh, very cool. Wow, very cool.
But I haven't heard you guys talk much about that on the podcast, about old gaming magazines and stuff like that.
Oh, I think they're awesome.
Yeah, we love them.
Nostalgic about them, so what are your favorites or whatever?
Well, EGM's definitely up there, man. That's a great pickup. What month is that? What year?
May '89.
Nice.
89.
Yeah, I was subscribed to EGM and PlayStation Magazine and all. I was never subscribed to Nintendo Power. I was never subscribed to Game Fan. I know I kind of missed out on that. Maybe I'm not the only one here, but who here, I was never a fan of GamePro's layout, the old layout. I just felt it was cluttered. Does anybody here feel that way? It's just one guy.
We got all the old faces, the different expressions.
Something about GamePro just rubbed me the wrong way. I just never liked the layout of that magazine. I was an EGM guy.
I mean, I was subscribed to Nintendo Power for years, and I remember all the stuff you get, like, remember the Pogs back in the day, you get the Nintendo Pogs, you get like, I remember getting something with like a comic strip, Star Fox, where you can put my name into the comic strip. I think I mentioned this before on the podcast, but I gotta find that somewhere, it's pretty cool. But yeah, Nintendo Power was awesome, like the comics, like the Nestor, and yeah, that was awesome, dude, for sure.
Have you guys checked out in this convention the retro magazine, the new magazine that's here? I really like that. I mean, legitimately, it's like their RPG episode or issue is really in depth.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, I was impressed.
How does it compare to like the retro? Isn't there a retro gamer?
Retro gamer,
Yeah, UK one, which I like that one.
Yeah, this is like $15.
Yeah.
But you know, I get
It's worth it, though.
I get on my iPad, it's a lot cheaper to do it that way. And so I think it's like $4 a month or something like that, $5 a month. So it's a lot less expensive, and you have a digital copy of it, so it's good, definitely worth checking out.
Yeah.
It's cool.
How about this? The next question I actually have a video game magazine that is none of the ones we've discussed. It's actually a retro gaming magazine. So
Well,
the next question we'll get it.
Give it to him.
But I'm also, who asked that question? Yeah.
Come on.
I'm actually in this magazine from 10 years ago.
Pete Dorr.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm in here.
It's a Playboy magazine, but
10 years ago, I was the featured collector in here, so if you want to see an old pic of me, old pics of my game room, my exact location of where I live, because they put my city in there.
Oh,
Here's the thing,
I had no idea.
I was stupid at the time, I was 17 at the time, and I'm like, yeah, you can take what I, like, because I had to write up a little summary for them about my game room, and I'm like, feel free to kind of bend my words and make it more interesting if you want.
Oh, no,
Never,
said that to you.
ever.
Never said that.
Tell that to people. They were like, Pete Dorr needs to wipe the dirt off the bottom of his chin. It's like under his bed, under like his porn magazines or like games. I'm like, whatever, I'm in the magazines.
They thrashed him, you know.
And that's video game collector.
Yeah. Wait, hold on. We haven't seen that.
I just want to see do you have like a big afro? What's going on?
No.
Pete? Yeah.
I see Pete on the back already. I'm so
Giggity.
Wow. It's like in a couple of front pages.
Wait, what magazine is that again?
Towards the front.
Well, towards the front.
There it is.
Oh, there it is, dude. Network Games 100 Plus.
He has no facial hair.
Dude, you're so young in
This
this.
is before facial hair. Nice.
Dude, that's awesome.
I mean, you know, there was like a little dirt.
Oh, you're passing around. That's awesome.
That's really cool. Great. Thanks, man.
All right, who's next?
Wow.
Beard, Pat.
Cool. I was wondering if there's any arcade cabinets you guys would recommend checking out in the other room.
Arcades? I haven't had a chance to look at it.
There's a great game, it's kind of obscure, it's called Nibbler. I don't know if you guys have played that, it's on the last row. And it's like almost like Snake. You guys remember Snake? Yeah, it's kind of like that. So you pick up these like pellets and you get longer and longer. And you have to basically avoid yourself. It's like a maze game. It's a lot of fun, really addicting. So check it out.
Actually, Killer Queen, I guess, is supposed to be really cool. It's like Ground Control's working with the developer to come up with this multiplayer MOBA in arcade format. So that's a beta test out there, I guess. So
But
I think it's foreign existence.
Is it 4v4, I think?
Something like that.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
It's kind of like Joust. I mean, reminded me of Joust a little bit, but like
Yeah, it definitely reminded me of Joust.
more extreme. You guys played it? It's pretty cool.
It's that like unmissable arcade machine that's
It's huge.
Right in front,
two
yeah.
huge screens.
Yeah.
pretty screen.
Yeah. There's a lot of great pinballs too that they have here at the show. You know, if you guys played any of the pinballs, it's just Baby Pac-Man. Yeah, Baby Pac-Man. Yeah, for sure. That was awesome. That's one of those where you actually play Pac-Man and it's like turns into a pinball at the bottom.
Yeah.
Do they have that 4-player Pac-Man here? We were playing that at Ground Control. That is so much fun.
That's like one of the best games ever.
Yeah, I want to own that.
I know. Yeah.
Cool. Come on up and let you an arcade, okay? We'll give it to you.
Let's wheel it out.
This gentleman has been wanting to ask a question for a long time.
For a very long time. Okay. If you guys could play only one game for the rest of eternity, what would it be?
Oh, dude.
Oh, I know.
What game was that, real quick? Okay.
Oh, all right.
Nice. So we've got one game for the rest of life. If we were like on a stranded island, we only had one game.
You could only play this one game for the rest of eternity.
The guy game.
All you need.
What else do you need?
Nothing.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Just keep working.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I'd probably have to go with like Star Wars Arcade. Yeah, OT3, Atari. The one, the Atari, the old school one. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it'd be hard to get there, for sure. But.
If you want to
Throw
know.
logic into it.
And then, yeah, don't throw logic, come on. Why would we have straight line with an arcade game?
You get power just from the ground. Just
Solar power.
Yeah.
Put some solar power. There you go.
That's a hard question. I mean, what do you say?
Mag Max, I think.
If you bring it up again.
Well, something like the crew would be cool if you could play that sort of forever, right? Like open world.
How Battlefield?
You know what? Yeah, that would be, but
Killer instinct.
no, it'd get old too fast. You gotta have something with. It has to look good. It has to sound good. It has to play good. Longevity. I would play Donkey Kong Country. That one. I take that.
I probably want to transport myself back in time to when Final Fantasy XI was still a really good MMORPG. I played that game for thousands of hours, and if I'm going to pick a game that I'm going to play for the rest of my life, it better last the rest of my life. And an MMO is like the only thing that can fuel that. Has anybody here actually played Final Fantasy XI? Few people.
And here we go.
Did you play it in the glory days, or did you play it after Abyssia?
I played it a little bit in 2006, 2007. You know,
Like one of the best.
on PS2 with the hard drive.
Pretty wild.
See, Final Fantasy XI was like so hardcore. I've tried playing all the new MMOs that have come out, and I just cannot get into them. They're too casual. 11 was just so hardcore. I'd wait hours to get into a party to level up. I mean, I miss 11. They've changed
Addict over here.
All right, come on, man. You guys tell us your game you get too, so we know.
Let's go right here. Right here.
What game would you spend the most hours in chat?
What?
What game do you spend the most hours on?
Almost hours on.
For me, that's Skyrim. Easy. I love that game. I can still go back and just start over.
Super Mario 64, rolling out.
Yes.
Well, besides Final Fantasy XI, I have spent thousands of hours playing SOCOM games. Like SOCOM 1, I was ranked 20 in the world at one point because I played it so damn much. I led a clan, and I played SOCOM 2, 3, collectively with those games, thousands of hours. Yeah, I was addicted. Zipper is gone, there's going to be no more SOCOM games. I was holding out for a SOCOM HD remake compilation on PS3 when they were in that sort of like, really like lucrative like Eco Show, the Colossus HD collection. Like, I'm like, oh please, SOCOM, get out.
That gentleman got Mario 64, by the way, so everyone knows. Easy. Bad company. Bad company, too. Easy. With these guys right here. Next.
Do you want to come up and get your game?
Oh, yeah, you want to come and get your game? Right here.
Where do you see the future of gaming going?
Digital.
Up. Digital, for sure.
Yeah, physical games, it's only a matter of time.
Outrun for the Sega Master System.
Was it the price or just where?
No,
where
Where do we see it
like,
going?
what sorts of games do you think will be out, or where do you think the industry will go?
I have high hopes for the Oculus Rift.
Yeah, I was just going to say the Oculus Rift, I think.
Has anybody here tried the Oculus yet? Not many of you. It's pretty amazing.
There might be.
I was in there, and they're like in a church of Robotron.
Oh, okay.
Like Robotron 2084 with a Oculus Rift.
Wow.
Wait, in ground control?
Yeah, it was some random, it was the building across the street, just one of those, you know, it's all painted one wall, there's no store there, it's just a door. You go in, it's kind of sketchy looking at first.
Why did you go in this place? They've got candy.
If there's an Oculus, I will go. I will venture.
Yeah, there's little doors, you know.
I mentioned this before in a previous episode, but the Classic Gaming Expo had an Oculus Rift, and they had
There's a Virtual Boy.
a Virtual Boy emulator hooked up to it, right? So it was unbelievable, and it looked amazing.
It was incredible,
They had
yeah.
Mario Tennis, and they had it just played really well.
Yeah.
You had to use a Super Nintendo controller, which is kind of weird as far as controls go, but it was really cool.
Yeah.
So awesome. Who answers that question?
Yeah, come on up.
All right, who's been? Yeah, in the back, way back in the hat, in the glasses.
Well, first I want to say thank you guys for all your videos because I watch all your cool stuff. I love what you put out there. Secondly, I got here late, so if this already got asked, sorry, but if you guys could each add one character to Smash Brothers, a future installment, or DLC for the new game, who would it be?
I know nothing about Smash Brothers. I suck.
These guys hate Smash Brothers.
Yeah, they all
Wasn't
do.
it in a recent episode, all of you were like, I hate Smash Brothers.
I mean, I just,
I don't know, who would you pick? Like, what would your character be?
If I could add anyone to the game, it would be Beautiful Joe.
okay, that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Little Samson.
Little Samson. Yeah.
Wouldn't it make sense for them to add like Bayonetta or something now that Bayonetta 2 is exclusive to Nintendo? Like, I think she would make a really great character. All her hair attacks and everything.
Or Lloyd Irving, because he's also probably at Namco, so put him in there, come on.
Yeah. Cool. Come up. How about Reggie?
Simple question, when's your next house party?
Well, tonight, and you're all invited, so, but it's 3 hours away.
All right, yeah.
Benno Jesus, so since you're a guitar player, what do you think of Rocksmith? And do you hope that more games like that are coming out, like
Reggie,
Rocksmith for drums and keyboards and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, Rocksmith, for those that don't know, is a game where you can actually play real guitar and play real music and at all different skill levels. So you can actually learn to play guitar, and if you are someone who knows, you can jam along. It's actually pretty awesome. And I love it. I mean, it was really impressive. I thought there'd be some sort of delay. I thought it'd be kind of cheesy, but no, it was pretty killer. But the thing for me is, what I love about Rock Band is the whole, everyone comes over, no matter what your skill level is, you can put on no fail, and you can have a great time. And so that's what it's a trade-off, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. It's cool for me, but I don't know if I have enough people who would be able to just sort of jam on it like that. Like, for instance, Rebecca, my wife, plays drums. She hates Rock Band because it's just a little off. It's a little, you're doing not the full drum experience, and I don't know if she would really like a full game that sort of tested that. I don't know, but it's cool. It's cool they can do it.
Come on.
All right, so next we have about 10 or 15 minutes left, so we're going to
make your questions.
We're going to do a Wales quick draw.
Yeah, really.
I don't have my soundboard, but we'll do it.
All right.
Quick ones. Let's go right there in the back of the glass.
Asteroids.
Nice.
There you go, nice.
Classic.
Speaking of the Oculus Rift, you guys heard of Google Cardboard? What do you guys think of it?
Is that a real thing?
It's a real thing. It's like a cardboard cutout. You put it on, you put your smartphone in there. And I've heard it's really like...
Joe has been, this is Joe, everyone, local seal collector, and he might have been drinking. Let's just...
It's 2 screens, it's got the 3D, and I've heard it's like, it's in its birth, but it's supposed to be like the next cheap...
So it's like a glass, the Google Glass kind of, but it's different?
No, it's like an Oculus Rift.
Oh,
Like,
Is it real?
Yeah, you actually...
Okay, because you can't tell with him.
Wow. I'm expecting to hear like, it's attached by a rubber band.
Come on up.
That's cool, I haven't heard of that.
It's really cool.
All right, go for it right here. Yeah.
All right. For any fledgling YouTubers, do you have any like tips on what to do or what not to do or anything like that? Any kind of tips?
So tips as far as what to do, what not to do? I mean, the key is just have fun. Which games you get? Missile defense.
Nice.
3D.
In 3D, yeah.
3D. You can use that device now. So the question is advice as far as YouTube goes. Just have fun, man. Just get involved with community comments. Do they do video responses much more? I think I got rid of that, didn't they?
Right.
Yeah.
Just that's bad. But just have fun. Don't compare yourself with other channels.
Do your own thing, for sure.
Because once you compare yourself with other channels, and like I used to do that, and I used to get down, and that gets I get hard on myself for it, So just do what you do and do what you love, and just be honest.
As long as you're having fun doing it, that's all that matters, because you'll want to do it. If you find yourself not having fun, your content's going to stink, you're not going to want to do it, it's going to show in your video, so just have fun. And when you don't want to do anything, if you're feeling kind of that way, don't. Just walk away from it and come back later.
I also think you can't worry too much about how, if it's perfect or not, because I'm the same way with my videos where every video I put out, I'm like, I always see the flaws, and I'm always trying to get better and better and better and better, and I will always feel that way, because my standard is really high, and so just don't worry about that. Don't let that get you down. Just learn every video. In every video of mine, I try to learn something new, whether it's a keyboard shortcut, whether I'm trying on a new sound effect. Sometimes it's just about like backing up the hard drive or any aspect of it, but every video is a learning experience for me.
And don't feed the trolls. You know, I'm saying, just ignore
Yeah,
the game.
I mean, I basically, if I have a rule on my videos, because I get a lot of comments and stuff like that, and it's like, I just delete it. I don't even acknowledge them. If it's really bad, I delete it, and if they're really, really bad, I just ban them, and I don't contact them. It's just done. It's, you know.
So the moment you respond, then that's just gonna.
It also helps to like
Yeah.
find your niche. Like if you're really into, say, RPGs, do an RPG channel. Like there's like sort of like small communities within the gaming community, which is so wide and expansive. So if you can kind of connect with other people that are doing the kind of videos that you're making, I think it'll be good, well off. All right, so the next question. Someone's going to get, if you're a Sonic the Hedgehog fan, I have a piece of Sonic memorabilia that was donated by the booth of Classics and Oddities, which is right in front of the Tetris booth that they're doing the World Championships at.
Nice.
So,
Cool. Derek, super Derek, good. Derek.
Atlas or working designs? Who do you like more and why?
I love working designs. And if anything, just because of their packaging, like that foil cover that they always have, and then the extra stuff they put in their manuals, I just think it's amazing from a collecting standpoint.
The quality of work that they do is
Yeah.
by far top.
I do like working designs, but like I probably have to say Atlas, just because they really do try and get involved with the community. Like they send out emails all the time. Like if you reach out to them, they'll get back to you if you have a question. They really do bring over so many games that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And Atlas is like one of the only remaining publishers out there that are willing to take risks.
That's true. I'd go with working designs. Come on.
So you got a Sonic the Hedgehog GameWorks shot glass.
Oh, cool. Jerry.
Mr. Metal Jesus, what do you think of this particular NES copy of Mario Brothers?
I think that is it's really well built.
I think so too.
What's the story?
We tortured that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, basically. So that.
They stole this cartridge from me several days ago and have been torturing me with images of all the horrible places it's been, including a public toilet.
That sounds so bad, doesn't it?
It's still intact.
And you're holding it with the gloves.
Oh no, I poured Purell on it earlier.
Yes.
We're good. We're good.
And the best thing about it is when you put that in the console, it will play.
Yeah, exactly. That was a test. It passed.
So I got to get rid of this game because I can't like bring it back.
Yeah, come on.
All right, so the next question is for people that own a PS2 and you like RPGs.
Jerry, come on.
Old school RPGs. And you probably don't own this one, just to let you know.
All right. You ready to have?
We're going to go with the gentleman all the way on the end over there.
What is your favorite soundtrack for a game?
Favorite soundtrack for a game?
That's an iClops. Okay, so what it does?
Sorry.
Okay, that's an iClops plug and play. From the plug and play guy, what it is on the front of it is a camera.
Okay.
And you plug that into your TV, all right? And what you do is on the front of that, here, let me just demonstrate it. So you put something down, and you put it like this, and you can adjust the zoom on it and focus, and it magnifies it 200 times.
Ooh. I know what I'm using on that Nintendo cartridge.
There you go. It's the
See what
iClops.
we find.
So our current question is, what's your favorite soundtrack for a game? I guess I'll go first. We'll give you guys some time to think. I'm going to give a more of a general, broad answer for the Etrian Odyssey series. I don't think gets enough credit for their soundtrack. Yuzo Koshiro, you might be familiar with him for his work on like Streets of Rage and stuff. But if you have never, even if you don't like hardcore RPGs, just give the Etrian Odyssey series a listen if you appreciate video game music.
That's so tough. Yeah, go. I'm still thinking. Yeah.
Katamari. I love it.
I think Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah.
That'd be up there. First one of
Let's just take all of Jason.
I didn't want to say it because I'm trying to think of what else, but really that's like the best soundtrack ever. There's so much to it. There's fast and slow and ambient and epic. It's all there. And it's all
Killer Instinct.
The Killer Cuts. Yeah, that's pretty good. You know, Rare was doing some amazing music back then, straight up. You know, Mr. Wise, represent. He's incredible.
Our question asker gets a copy of. It's actually, if you guys are out there and you like some like old school RPGs, Wizardry: The Forsaken Land. It's actually published by Atlas, so it's kind of fitting. We were just talking about.
There we go.
Really good game. Pretty difficult too.
There you go. Thanks for the question.
All right, who is next? Let's just jump back there. Go for it.
I was thinking not really a gaming question, but what is you guys' favorite beer now we're here in the Northwest?
Favorite beer?
Yeah.
Oh, how much time you got? Black View Porter.
Yeah.
I drank a lot of it last night, let's be honest. We closed the bar down.
Well, my answer is nice and easy. I don't drink. I don't like beer. I'm sorry.
How about root beer? Root beer?
Yeah, root beer.
Root beer?
He just drinks water. He just drinks water.
We know he likes Italian sodas, though.
Yeah.
Right? Oh wait, what was that last night you got?
Oh, I got a, from Red Robin, I got a cream raspberry Sprite drink. So
So
it's
you
like whipped
like
cream,
those?
yeah, I like that kind of. Yeah.
The free drinks.
It tastes good.
Very exotic. I'm not really a beer drinker too much. I'm very casual, so I'll drink whatever's there.
I like a beer drinker. I bring my own beer at home too. I like Hefeweizen a lot, but this time of year, Oktoberfest is really good. Like the pumpkin ale's really delicious, and you get the vanilla porters.
Yeah, seasonal stuff's good. Yeah, when it rolls around. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Also there.
absolutely. Good stuff, man. And like, what's Portland have the most microbreweries per capita here? I heard a ton. Yeah, awesome. Good question. Come on up.
All right, so we got 6 minutes. We'll just take like 2 more questions and then we gotta
This
go.
next question will be for if you're a fan of PSP. I have a piece of PSP merchandise.
Yeah.
Hey, do you have any games you have away? Do this gentleman?
We dry?
Yeah, you can have this one. It's Mercury Meltdown on the Wii. If you're a fan of like Super Monkey Ball, yeah, it's a really good game. It originated on the PSP, and that's a different version for the Wii.
Cool, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Good question.
Let's go way in the back there, sir.
You can throw me out of this, what inspired you guys to do YouTube?
That's a good question. I think, well, James Rolfe, definitely been a fan of him for a long time. I got my camera when I got married. My parents gave me a really crappy camera. Okay, that's my parents, but so I decided I want to do some research on, obviously I have a lot of systems and I want to find information about these consoles I owned, and I couldn't find information about them. So I decided, I'll do. If you watch my very first review, I think it's over like the N64 disc drive, like filmed in like '99 or like 2009 or something like that. But anyway, so that really got me going. Just the fact that there wasn't much information online about the stuff I wanted to find, so I decided I'd do it myself. And the first year was pretty rough as far as like my editing and just talking over myself and stuff. But yeah, it was fun.
I've been making home movies for a long time, and so just kind of getting into YouTube was sort of natural for me. But as far as inspiration for me goes, honestly, it was Game Street 81, looking at a lot of his pickup videos and things like that. Happy Console Gamer. I loved how he edited his videos and the passion and that sort of stuff. So that's for me.
Yeah, James Rolfe for sure. I was watching some of that, but I wanted to do something where I could just put together my passions, and I wanted to put together my love for gaming and love for music, and I was first time really ever editing video and throwing that together, and I loved how you could just blend it all together and make a production. I just wanted to do that and just see what happened, and I just did it, and that's how it started for me.
I tried gaming reviews back in 2006 when I was using like my Xbox Live camera for a webcam and like using a really other shitty webcam for like filming off my TV. The videos are still up there. They're really bad, but you should check them out. It wasn't until 2008 when I started checking out Johnny Happy Console Gamer's videos, and that was a huge influence for me. And let's see if there's any like really old school YouTube people in here for the gaming community. Does anybody remember Magus X1?
No, I
guess I'm going really far.
I remember it.
Back when somebody had like 3,000 subscribers and it was like, holy crap, those people are famous. Like we're going way back when it was a really small community. But yeah, shout out to Magus.
Cool, come on up. Question?
Do we have any?
Well, anyone have a question? If you asked the question,
I asked the question before.
Okay.
I don't want anything to
No, that's fine. Sure.
So I don't have a large collection, and I know
PSP
there's a lot of
official
collectors
hat.
in this room, but I do want to talk about games on YouTube and
Sure.
start videos. How do you get past that hump of like, well, I want to talk about games, but I feel like I have to own everything to get started?
Well, I don't think that's necessarily true. I mean, just talk, if you know about your game and you're passionate about your game, then do that. I mean, no one's judging.
Do your research,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that you can meet up with different collectors maybe in your area. So for instance, that's one big lesson I learned is that, when I met John Hancock, he has 8,000 games. I'm like, great, do you want to show some of that on video? Because I'll never get there, and I don't actually even really want that many.
Yeah.
I do the same thing with all the people that come on my channel. Reggie has an amazing Game Boy Advance collection. Kinsey knows almost everything about like N64, and so I use those other people to come on and sort of help me, which I really like.
So use people.
Exactly.
Eric J.
That's Sean.
Yeah.
All right, well.
All right.
I think we just want to thank everybody though for coming up. 'Cause we know there were a lot of other options, other panels, like there's the Retro Gaming Roadshow panel, which I would have went to if I didn't know this. Because it's a really good panel, so we really appreciate you guys choosing us. We know it's like valuable time you could be spending on the show floor, so thank you for
Thank you guys, we really appreciate it.